So you want to learn how to mod Stellaris and you are interested in making your own custom starting systems? Well, this is the video for you. Today we will just go over the basics of system initializers and a little bit of localization to get you started. More advanced tutorials will follow, but for now, let's keep it simple. So to start with, I have simply created a new mod folder and there is nothing in it but the descriptor. To begin, we must start with folder structure. So create common and create localization. I think it's a localization. Then under common, new folder solar system initializers. Initializers. Make sure I spelled it right. Yep. And then here's where we will have our initializer folder. And then under localization folder, English, and that will contain our YML file. So now that we have our folder structure built correctly, we can go under common, solar system initializers, new text document, and we'll just do new system initializer. And then we can just open it up with Notepad++. So rather than type out every single character, I'm actually going to recycle some of my old code from another mod that I made, just so that way we can break down the important stuff. So, new system initializer, this line right here tells the game like, hey, this is an initializer, and everything between these two brackets is what system. Name is just the name of the system, so I'm calling it new star. And the class I'm going to go with this G type star, which is SCG. On the Paradox Wiki under system modding, you can find documentation for all star classes. Next up, we have codes that will tell the game that, hey, this initializer is used as a custom start. So usage custom empire, and the initializer effect is every neighbor system will get set, will have a flag set that they are part of an empire cluster. And that, I believe that this helps make sure that your guaranteed habitable worlds are actually spawned in, but I'm not 100% sure. And finally, generate home system resources. Yes, that generates home. Telling it yes will generate extra resources for your home system. Next up, you're going to want to create a star in the system. To do that, you have to open up a new function as planet and name new star, because new system, it's a new star. It's a bit weird because stars are defined as a game object planet. Class star, this borrows from class up here, which we've defined as a G-type star. This, you can just leave a star and you can change the class up here and it will change it. It's used for more advanced modding or for defining binary and trinary systems, but that's beyond the scope of this tutorial. Orbit distance 0 because we want the system right, we want the star right at the center of the system. Orbit angle 1, I'm not quite sure why an object in the center needs an orbit angle, but I just went with it. Size 30, it can be any value, but I recommend 25 to 40, or you can go crazy and make really massive stars or really tiny stars. Have fun with it. And has ring, no, typically that's for planets and gas giants. Next up, we're going to tell the game that we want to have a home planet. And again, you open the planet function, name, new planet prime, because new star, new system, new planet, because that's my naming scheme. Class, ideal planet class. This sets it to whatever you define your home species starting home system is. You can set it to any of the PC planet types. But for the initializer, I think this is probably best. Orbit distance 35, this just defines how far away in-game units the planet is. Orbit angle, min 90, max 70. I suggest this for this is what I got off the wiki as the best arcs, but you can define it as anything from 0 to 360. So the way that I believe Stellaris works is you have an origin, and the orbit distance defines how far out, and then it draws a circle, and then the orbit angle defines where on the arc of that circle a planet can spawn and where it cannot. Size 16, you could set this to anything. I just recommend 16 because it's a good middle number. Most planet sizes naturally are only 12 to 25 with a few exceptions. Has a ring? Yes. I'm going to have a ring just because I want it to. I think there's only like one ring type in the game, so no problems there. Starting planet? Yes. This tells the game that this is obviously the starting planet. Tile blockers? None. This prevents natural random blockers. If you have an habitable world, it'll just have natural blockers like toxic kelp or dangerous wildlife. This prevents those from spawning. Modifiers? None. Prevents, and again, naturally uninhabited habitable worlds have modifiers. This prevents that from happening because, well, down here it will generate buildings and start blockers that have already been defined for the game, and prevent anomaly prevents anomalies from spawning. And that's your initial planet. So one surefire way to test to see if your mod is working is to go new and edit an empire, homeworld name and class, and scroll until you see, there you are. Now, new system initializer, new system name, we'll get to that in a minute. But if we can load it up, ta-da! There is our solar system. Now, it is admittedly a little bit empty, so let's fill it up a little bit. So now let's just add a new planet. So you have to open a function for a new planet. Name, new planet 2. You may notice I have this set so it doesn't run. You can set the name of any planet you want if you want to do that, but if you just leave this blank, Stellaris will name the planet for you based on whatever name file you picked. Class, PC Molten, you can set this to whatever planet type you like. Orbit distance 15. Now, you may notice that this is less than our orbit distance up here. That's because the game takes this orbit distance and adds this to it and defines a new circle to where this planet can spawn. Orbit angle, stay the same. Size 10, has ring, I'm actually going to say no. We can also add moons to the planet. So after the initial effect, you can hit enter and open a function for a moon. Name, I've decided to call it new moon. It's a PC barren cold. Size 5, orbit distance of 12. This is not related in any way to system orbit distance, but this just defines how far away it is from the planet. So 12 game units, orbit angle 40, and has ring now. And just for fun, I've added 2 more planets outside, a barren world and a gas giant world that will just be out there, and we can see them, just to add a little variety to the system. So those are the basics of initializer modifying. However, we are not quite done, as there is much more that we will deal with in another tutorial.